Hey everyone, back into the groove of things. It's been a bit of a stressful few days for me, but it is what it is. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, check out my previous video on the channel update. But I'll talk about it a little bit more later on in the video. But the United States is starting their second phase, or a new phase, of tariffs on Canada. And I guess the excuse that they're using is that we're being discriminatory against their products. But what is one of the things that they're considering? Well, it's hockey sticks. Like freaking hockey sticks. If you ask me, I see this more as like a personal attack to Canada. Because everybody knows how much Canadians love hockey. I mean, I love hockey. I used to play hockey all the time. But this would be like us tariffing their monster trucks and guns. It's not like we need any of that anyways. But Taco Tuesday is sending a message and hitting Canadians where it's actually like hurting. Not just us economically, but what we value and what we have a passion for, which is hockey. Which is why the Buy Canadian movement and keeping their booze off our shelves needs to be like continued. And in today's video, I got a few reports that are going to talk about the liquor situation and why we have to make sure our government doesn't put their alcohol back on the shelves again. Now, before I get started, I am going to be sounding like a broken record moving forward. Because if you're unaware, my channel has been demonetized, meaning that I'm not earning from the channel anymore, and any ads that you see on my videos is 100% going to YouTube. But like I said, it is what it is, and I still want to create videos. I still want to be like informing everybody. But if anybody in the GTL community wants to contribute or support my channel, I've created two methods for everyone. First is the Buy Me a Coffee, which I learned from Josh, and then also second is my Substack, which does have a membership option, which I'm really wanting to like utilize. Because the current YouTube membership structure that I had, I actually didn't like it because I wasn't able to interact with my members as much as I wanted to. So with Substack, if you sign up for a membership there, it does have a chat option, and I'm actually able to chat with you. And you're able to chat with other members as well. So if you were a Guard the Leaf member, I would highly recommend to check out the Substack page and become a member there, because I'm definitely going to be more active on that site. I'll leave a link to both platforms in the description below, and I sincerely appreciate anyone that helps to contribute. Oh, and since I'm not monetized anymore, I got a really good outro song for today, and I think it really suits today's video, so check it out at the end. Alright, let's get into the first report.
A trade battle brewing between Canada and the United States is heating up. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says the province won't put American wine and spirits back on store shelves unless the U.S. drops tariffs on Canadian autos and steel. But even if a deal is reached, would Canadians still buy U.S. beer, wine, or spirits?
Oh, I can answer that for everybody watching this video right now. No. Like, fuck no. You tariff my hockey sticks? I'm not going to drink your shitty alcohol.
We sent CTV's Sanjay Maru out to find out.
Well, Stephanie, the people we spoke with today say winning Canadian consumers back will not be easy, but don't bet on that happening anytime soon, with the Trump administration citing Canada's restrictions on American alcohol as one justification for its new 50% tariff on certain Canadian goods. For more than a year, American-made beer, wine, and spirits have been missing from Ontario shelves. And following the announcement of a new 50% tariff on certain Canadian goods.
Okay, now about the 50% tariffs, I mean, I haven't looked into it too much. I mean, I've been pretty tied up the last couple of days. But I get the gist of it. But does the United States really think they can strong-arm us? I mean, do they really think that putting an extra 50% is going to make us say, oh, okay, fine, we'll drink your shitty-ass beer again? If anything, it's just making things a lot worse. Like, for example, that guy Adam Schiff, the one that was like begging us to, or demanding that we put it back on the shelves. It's just making him look a lot worse. Because we are not the problem here. It's the guy in the White House. And Adam Schiff should be go talking to him, not us. This is my first video I created after I've been demonetized, and I feel like I'm a little bit more uncensored. I have a few more videos that were scheduled, so you'll see those like in the next few days. But not being monetized, I kind of feel like I'm like free to say whatever the hell I want. And yeah, there's probably going to be a lot more cursing.
Premier Doug Ford says that is not about to change.
I'm tired of the bully trying to take our lunch money all the time. We always seem to be on our back heels. We need to be on the offense.
The Trump administration is citing Canada's restrictions on American alcohol as one justification for the new tariff set to take effect in about 4 weeks.
I think we've all saw this story before. So in about 4 weeks, maybe in about 2 or 3 weeks, Taco Tuesday is going to announce that some more sort of deal, magnificent deal, is going to be made with Canada, and the 50% threat is going to be removed. And he's going to look like the hero to all the mega idiots out there that think he got them a good deal. I'm going to call it right now.
But even if the two countries eventually reach a deal, there is another question. If American alcohol returns to Ontario shelves, would Canadians still buy it?
Why should we? After everything that's going on now, you should just take care of yourself.
I'm confused. This guy's holding a can of Budweiser and saying that we should take care of ourselves? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here. I'm just. It's been a long day.
I don't know. I guess I would be hesitant. It seems like there's such retaliation going back and forth. There's a lot of tempers flaring and such.
Recent polling, 2 polls were just conducted that show that the supermajority of Canadians still feel that an elbows-up approach to dealing with Americans is what they feel comfortable with.
Howard Ramos from Western University says the Buy Canadian movement has shown unusual staying power, with consumers generally following through on what they say about avoiding American products. He adds there has been some slippage over time, but the latest tariff threat will likely push more Canadians to dig in their heels and make that boycott even more entrenched.
So let me ask everybody, this new 50% threat that he's doing, is it making you even more pissed off? At least for me, it is. I don't agree with Doug Ford very much, but what he said earlier about, like, the bully, I'm on the same stance as well. But like I said, we Canadians, we have a long memory. And we will remember long after Taco Tuesday has died from, like, his cholesterol eating. Like, fucking hurry up, McDonald's. Do your job.
As Trump gaslights Canadians and people from the rest of the world, sympathy towards the Trump regime, if not Americans, seems to harden.
The Premier says he would be happy to see the two sides reach a deal soon, but warns this latest round of tariffs would hit Ontario the hardest. As for the Prime Minister, Mark Carney says he and President Trump have agreed to intensify negotiations in the coming weeks.
Canadians, governments, business, labor will stand together to build Canada strong and to have a trading relationship with our North American partners that benefits everyone.
So if history repeats itself, like I said, Taco Tuesday, we got 4 weeks for this threat. My guess is that week 2 or week 3, he's going to announce some magic deal that he created with Canada where the United States wins. But in reality, it's not going to be a big win. Kind of like the Gordie Howe Bridge. I didn't get time to cover that, because that's right around the time where shit hit the fan with my channel. But what I was saying, the media reported that the United States is going to get 50% of the profits. But in reality, Canada didn't really give up that much. So if you ask me, I think this is going to be the same thing. And that's just my non-expert opinion, but I have history on my side. But I want to show this next report from CBC, because it gives feedback from everyday Canadians, some on both sides, some that want the alcohol and some that don't. But it also shows the economic impact that we are actually making because we're not buying their crap-ass booze.
There is not a chance in hell that U.S. alcohol is going back on the shelf.
If he continues to constantly bully us, we can't keep rolling over. We can't keep backing down.
New tariffs or not, provincial premiers are not backing down.
But with the U.S. booze ban cited as a major irritant in trade talks, how much has it hurt U.S. businesses?
The ban started last February when 8 provinces began clearing shelves and restricting the import of U.S. alcohol. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, between 2024 and 2025, wine exports from the U.S. to Canada fell by $343 million. That's a 77% drop.
And this is why Adam Schiff and Claudia Tenney and Chris Swanger and all the rest of them are complaining that we're being unfair to them. But I'm pretty sure at least Claudia Tenney and Chris Swanger, they don't think it's unfair that their president is putting tariffs on our country. Maybe Adam Schiff might, but I really don't know about that guy.
And a recent study found U.S. exports for wine, distilled spirits, and beer plummeted from $744 million to $208 million, a 72% decrease or a $536 million loss. A big hit for states depending on Canadian customers.
It's hurting us and it's hurting our industry. And I have the Finger Lakes wineries in my region. I have a lot of great spirits manufacturers.
Oh, shut the hell up. This is just another person blaming the reaction and not the cause. And yeah, it's Fox News, so all the idiots watching this news station are going to believe that Canada is the problem. So to all the U.S. liquor distilleries and wineries and stuff, go talk to your president. Now, this next guy you're going to hear from, he's clearly not in touch with what many Canadians feel right now.
So, was it worth it?
I'm not sure the ban was that effective.
David Soberman is a marketing professor.
I don't think it really convinced the Americans or the current American administration to change anything.
He's skeptical about the effectiveness of the ban and says some Canadians are still getting around it.
I think that for the most part, people have continued to buy the products that they want, and many of us, certainly people who are very committed to, for example, drinking bourbon, might have actually just driven across the border and purchased it and then come back.
Soberman thinks if the ban was dropped, Canadians would go from elbows to bottoms up.
The thing that makes the liquor market so interesting is there's so many different kinds. I think you will see the American products will pick up their sales to where they were before.
So do you think this marketing professor, where they didn't mention where he's from, do you think he's right? Do you think the liquor sales will go back up to where they were before? I'm not an expert in this, but I understand sentiment. And yeah, when eventually, I've always said, when the liquor does go back on the shelves, there will be some sales, but it will not go back up to what it was before. Maybe 50%, 60%, but there will still be a big portion of us that do not want anything to do with their alcohol. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
On the streets of Toronto, some are certainly ready for the ban to be over.
Because I like the bourbon.
And you miss it?
Well, I travel to States a lot, so I bring it back. So I have been hoarding my own stash.
There are certain brands that I like. The taste is very particular.
Well, for these two guys, all I gotta say is they must have pretty bad taste. I mean, there's so much freaking alcohol out there from different countries and different regions. Like seriously, live a little and try something different.
While others are holding firm.
I think we have a lot of good Canadian options.
Well, I would stick up for Canada and not buy it.
I've boycotted kind of like the Trump administration.
But public policy professor Drew Fagan says President Trump didn't give Canada much of a choice.
I mean, the question is, has it done more harm than good?
Donald Trump is at this stage going to take offense at anything.
So you're saying if it wasn't a ban on booze, it would be some other way of pushing back that would just upset Washington?
I don't think governments in Canada could withstand political pressure to not do anything. On the one hand, you don't want to bait the bear. On the other hand, sometimes a bully needs to be, sort of hit in the nose a little bit.
He says, well, the new tariffs haven't come into effect. Pay attention to what Trump is targeting.
He imposed tariffs on hockey sticks. How big is the market for hockey sticks in the United States? It's symbolic.
While leaving alone critical minerals and energy, where he still needs Canadian cooperation.
Very convenient that he hasn't put tariffs on our energy and critical minerals, right? But putting tariffs on the hockey sticks, the symbolic, that was the word I was looking for. But this just comes down to pettiness, and the bully not getting his way. But when it comes to the liquor, I'm glad our premiers are not backing down. Well, except for Alberta and Saskatchewan's premiers. But unlike what that professor said earlier, the US alcohol boycott and pulling it off the shelves, it is clearly working. We know for a fact the US government is not going to back down. And in my opinion, that's not the point of pulling the liquor off the shelves. The point of pulling the liquor off the shelves is telling them that we're not going to take their shit. I mean, let's look at it this way. What if we do put the alcohol back on the shelves? Do you think the Taco Tuesday administration is going to stop tariffing us? Probably not. They'll just make up some other excuse. Kind of like the digital service tax when we removed it and did it in good faith. That didn't help us at all. Like, at all. I still think the digital service tax should be put back on. So yeah, when it comes to the US alcohol, I'm glad it's still pissing them off. Because it's one of the biggest negotiation cards that Canada has. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Closing off this video, I would like to thank Untitled Bard from our Discord server for posting up this photo of Bancroft, Ontario. I really thank you for posting up a photo of your area of Canada. And I want to take this time to thank the community as well. I mean, it's been a rough 3 days for me. And to be honest, I didn't actually think anybody would notice. But it was clear that a lot of you noticed that I didn't post a video the last couple days. And many of you have been concerned for my well-being and safety. And I apologize for not informing everyone. I think I just really needed to just disconnect and regroup and think what I'm going to do since my channel is demonetized. But it's clear to me now that I do have to continue this channel despite not having revenue from it. And I just have to think about other ways to generate revenue. I'm actually thinking about starting a merch store, and there's a lot of requirements that I need to... Hey, what are you doing here? If you hear the cat, that's actually the tortie, not the calico. She's never here. What are you doing here? Anyways, what I was saying is that, yeah, I can't let this demonetization thing like drag me down. And, I guess the only other option I have right now is hiring a lawyer, which we all know is not going to be cheap. But regardless of that, I realize the value is not in the channel itself, but this is my videos and the message that I give. But most importantly is the community that has been built. And as my wife told me, things will fall into place, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. But I do want to thank everybody that has reached out to me and already asked me how they can contribute and support my channel. And that was before I even set up my Buy Me a Coffee or Substack payment page. I'm not going to lie, but I still feel uncomfortable all of this, like asking for support. I mean, I don't even like asking people for car rides or like to pick me up from somewhere. Or asking for favors or borrowing something. It's just not me. So like I said, I do appreciate everyone that has reached out to me. It is sincerely appreciated. And my outro music for this one, I think everybody's going to like it. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, and I'll leave you with the outro.